Hello everyone, welcome. So today is going to be Brothers Conflict review. Obviously I'll wait a while before I start, just I don't know, because I like doing that. But hopefully some people turn up. I think it's more fun when people can chat amongst each other when they're watching, because obviously it's kind of like me just droning on about an OTOME game, which some people enjoy, but let me check on my phone to make sure it's working. I actually deleted a YouTube Studio, so okay, it's fine. It seems to be working. Yeah, it seems to be working. That's fine. Ooh, okay, now it's showing that there are people here. That's good. That's good. Sometimes there's weird software issues. Hi, Eleanor. Welcome. I'm always really worried and like nervous at this point in time because one, obviously the presentation is live, and two, I'm like, what if no one turns up? Hi, Sakura. Welcome. I think that's fine. Hi, Aino. Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to already start because obviously this is going to go up as a VOD anyway. So, hi, Hala. Hi, Tiffy. Okay, cool. So let me start. So firstly, welcome to my live review. Today I will be talking about Brothers Conflict Precious Baby. Actually got a English patch recently, so I thought this is a perfect game. But before I start, thank you very much to Lulu, Caitlin with Pain, Inkason, and Liz for the support in tips. I appreciate it. It'll be going towards improving my channel, which emojis are in the process of being made, which I'm really excited about. Also, question of the day. Little bit of a risque question, but I thought it'd be fun for you guys to discuss. How do you feel about incest as a theme in OTOME games? And don't worry, you'll receive zero judgment from me because, you know, as an avid trash lover, I have no right to judge anyone. But yeah, so also note that although I would not consider any of what I'm including in this video spoilers, and whether what you consider spoilers and what I consider spoilers may not quite align. So if you're even a little bit sensitive and you don't even want to know what's on, you know, the official website, then I would swiftly move on. But anyway, let me start. So, Brothers Conflict is basically a slice of life type of game. It's about Emma, who ends up having to move in with her brothers to be due to the fact that her father decides to choose to remarry this woman, and she's actually really nice, but you know. So when she actually meets the guys, they're technically not stepbrothers, so I guess you could kind of see it like that, if you know what I mean, if you're uncomfortable with the brother situation. But it's weird because she goes to the mansion, and I guess because they're so used to there being like all brothers and no girls, they're very flirty with her. So in a way the romance is quite high. The age of the boys range from 11, which apparently is the babysitting route, thank God, up to the age of 31. So there is this huge range of different guys. And I'm not gonna lie, I can't help but wonder how that woman popped out so many brothers, because there are 13 of them, by the way. So I don't even. Now, this actually used to be Passion for Pink and Brilliant Blue. They were both independent games on the PSP. However, they decided to kind of merge them together in a PS Vita game, which was then called Precious Baby. Yeah. And then that became available on Switch as well. So it's actually available on PSP, PS Vita, and Switch, which is pretty cool. Okay. So who made it? It's actually sort of the storyline is actually written by authors, which are Takeshi Mizuno and Atsuko Kanase. And the artist is Urajo, who also made Fortissimo and Katakoi Contrast. Fortissimo is an idol game, and Katakoi Contrast is like a shoujo manga-esque game. Those two are like, I really like Katakoi, so you know, the art style kind of it's kind of a soft, cute kind of art style, and of course it's Idea Factory OTOME. Though I must say this game didn't feel similar to other OTOME games, which is something that I thought was refreshing. So system, the length of the game is extremely long because there's gameplay, and also there is a skip to next option function, but I highly recommend you don't use it, because the problem with it is that when you skip, sometimes it doesn't like, basically it doesn't register that you've picked certain options, so certain events don't like happen. So as annoying as it is, if you do play this game, I would use the skip button where it actually goes through all the text, which is really annoying, but I guess it's kind of like the old games always having been like that. I've actually only played four routes because it's so unbelievably long, which I'll explain in a little bit. It does have love catch, so it's obviously you can tell when you've picked the right option, and there is a secret route. But the reason why it's so long is because there is scheduling. You have how family like they think of you, the stress, as well as money, and you basically have to go on dates and stuff with the guys while also making sure you're doing other things to like kind of get the parameters at a perfect level. I would also highly recommend you use a walkthrough, because oh my dear god, like honestly, I think I managed to do Yusuke and Kaname and Masaomi without a walkthrough, but Azusa, I kept on like going down weird routes. My advice is just to focus on one brother, forget about the others, and just focus on that one brother, because otherwise it goes off. But the fun thing is there are sleepovers. So as you live in the same flat as all your brothers, and I'm not gonna lie, it made me laugh. Emma is so forward. She will be like, knock knock, oh, I can't sleep tonight. Will you let me sleep in the same room as you? And it's just like some of the routes, I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're doing it. I'm sorry, but there's no way they're not doing it, especially a character like Kaname, who's a complete pervert. But we'll go into that in a moment. So this is the main character, Asahina Emma. She is quite the typical, like, ordinary high school kind of girl. She always did want brothers and sisters, so she was actually quite happy about the situation, which is really nice, I guess. But she's a little bit slow at times when it comes to, like, picking up on, let's say Yusuke, for example, is her childhood friend type character. They go to the same school, and he's constantly like showing hints that he likes her, but she just does not get it. And there's so many scenes where the guy will say something in a whisper, and then she'll be like, sorry, what did you say? Which I must admit I thought was quite funny. She's of course stereotypically, as you'd expect, good at cooking and all that. She's all in all a good girl though, so I thought she was quite she's an okay main character. I didn't have any like problems with her or anything. There was nothing like she wasn't too bland either. She was okay basically. So let me go through the love interests. I think I've picked to go through the passion pink people first. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we've got Tsubaki, who is voiced by Suzumura Kenichi, who also voices Zack. Oh, I just realized I've done something. So he also voices Zack. This one is very flirty. He's a voice actor. He has a sister complex, which is really weird. Right at the beginning, he's like, oh my god, call me Oni-chan. I don't even, but looks wise, he is the most my type. And yes, he is 25, which I think this may deter some people because the main character I think is 17, and then you've got quite a few adults. And I'm aware, especially in America, I know there's that legal thing where if you're 18, like anyone under 18 is like a no-go, even if they're younger than by like a month. So I understand with that sort of way of thinking, the whole 16 and then an adult, well, I mean 17-year-old main character with an adult adult may be a little bit uncomfortable to some. That is something to bear in mind. But I kind of like forget all of that and just kind of look at the love interest without really thinking about ages. So, but yeah, he is very flirty. He's actually my favorite looks wise. I have not played him yet, but I am looking forward to him. And apparently you can get a twin ending as well as a triplet ending, because he's actually one of 3. You've got Masaomi, who is voiced by Okitsu Kazuyuki, who also voices Anku. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was making these slides, I was kind of surprised. I did not know that the same person voiced Anku, who is like completely different, by the way. But Masaomi is the eldest. He doesn't behave like the eldest, but he's the eldest. He's a pediatrician. He's very caring and kind, but he's a little bit ditzy in a way, where he's a bit like maybe head in the clouds. But I think he is quite popular because he is really mature and just in a fluffy way as opposed to a serious way. And I thought he was about 31. Like, I mean, he doesn't really look it in my opinion. Next, you've got Kaname, who is voiced by Suzumura Kenichi. Wait. Did that not? Okay, maybe I need to edit that. But Kaname is voiced by the same person who voiced Masato from Uta Pri. He is a complete pervert. Yeah. I have nothing more to say. Just honestly, he's such a playboy. Like, I don't even want to know what he does as work because, and when I was playing his route, I was like, this is so weird because she'd be like knocking on his door and he'd let her in. And some of the CGs, I was like, what is going on here? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if someone knows who the voice actor for Kaname is, do let me know because I clearly forgot to edit this, and trust me to do that because I'm such a like klutzy person. So yeah, do let me know if you, or like say it in the chat if you know who voices Kaname. But yeah, he is a complete pervert. His CGs are probably the most steamy out of the ones I've seen. Like, it was quite satisfying to see those, so you know. Subaru is 20. He is voiced by Ono Daisuke, who also voiced Ryoma from Hakuoki, which some of you probably know of. He is, I'm pretty sure he's a virgin because, dear God, this man, how is he 20? Like, he does not know how to talk with women. Like, when he sees Emma, he just kind of gets flustered and doesn't really talk, and it's really weird. Like, I mean, I guess it's kind of a charm, but oh dear Lord, he is pure and he is terrible with women, but he seems like a really serious, genuine guy, and I think he's very good, a good older brother for Yusuke, who kind of looks up to him. So he's pretty cool. Then you've got Fuuto, which is voiced by KENN, who also voiced Shelby from Cupid Parasite. I really can't stand him. Like, the first impression of this guy was like horrific. Honestly, I was like, who the hell are you? You are annoying and I don't want to be associated with you. That sounds really harsh, but however, apparently he's a dark horse, which I'm kind of like, so on one hand, I'm like, I'm really not looking forward to play his route, but on the other hand, I'm like, he's apparently a really good route. And fun fact, he actually appears in Fortissimo as like I think 19 or something, as a budding actor, and he's like a side character, which I thought was quite funny because I didn't really expect that. But yeah, he's just really mean. He's so mean to the main character, even though he's younger than her. And yeah, in Brothers Conflict, he is also an idol, which yeah, it's just alright. And then finally, of Passion Pink is Yusuke. He is voiced by Hosoya Yoshimasa, who also voiced Ryotaro from Kenkabancho Otome, which I think there's an anime of that you can watch in English. But yeah, Yusuke is, oh bless him, he is so cute. He is the childhood friend who's a tomboy. And he's like the most adorable tomboy I've ever come across. Like, he gets flustered, but like the sprite is semi-crying, and you're like, bless you. And he really doesn't like the fact that when he finds out that Emma's now gonna be his stepsister, he hates it because he obviously he has a crush on Emma, and he has for like a couple of years now. To find out that now she's gonna be his stepsister, like it just really messes with him and he gets so upset. And I really liked his route though. He was really sweet and he's the same age as Emma. So yeah, no, I thought he was great. It's hard for me to say who my favorite character is, but if I were to pick like a number of them, then it probably would Yusuke would be up there. He was really fun. So now I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Brilliant Blue. As I said, Passion Pink, Brilliant Blue, two separate PSP games together. So first up is Azusa. He is one of the triplets. He is voiced by Toriumi Kousuke, who also voiced Ichiya from Variable Barricade, which I'm sure many of you know about. He is very serious, cool, and in my personal opinion, a little bit boring. But I guess it's kind of necessary. He kind of keeps Tsubaki in check. So Tsubaki's being all silly and Azusa will be like, stop Tsubaki, you're being silly. So of course he's the same age as Tsubaki. And I don't know, I played this route. I didn't really have much to say. There was one CG that I was like, oh my god. But yeah, all in all, I don't know, he looks really cute, but I guess because all the other brothers have such characteristic personalities, he just didn't stand out as a result of that. But I'm sure there are lots of people who absolutely adore Azusa, and that's just kind of how I felt, you know. Then you've got Ukyo, who is voiced by Hirakawa Daisuke, who also voiced Saint Germain. This guy is the second eldest, so age below Masaomi. He actually behaves like the eldest, from my personal opinion. He is actually a lawyer, he's serious, and he kind of keeps all the other brothers, you know, to behave and in check, and that's why he feels like the oldest compared to Masaomi, who is so laid back that you're like, I don't know what's going on. But I've heard Ukyo's route is quite angsty, and to be honest, I have heard from other reviewers that Brilliant Blue characters felt more like emotional and a little bit more angsty than the Passion Pink ones, where that seemed all more like happy-go-lucky, if you know what I mean. So I guess if you like angst in your games, then the Brilliant Blue characters probably will be better. And I think with Ukyo there is some sort of like past issues I've heard. I don't know the details because I've obviously been avoiding spoilers. But yeah, I'm intrigued. He's kind of like, I want to get Wataru over in the next route, but after that I'm thinking of playing Ukyo. Louis, who is voiced by Takeuchi Ken, who I couldn't find like a well-known otome example, so I've taken Komaki from Haikyuu, even though I haven't watched the anime myself. I know it's bad, I've heard so many good things about it. But anyway, Louis is very strange. In Japan we would call him a Fushigi-chan, which is like mystery-chan in a way. And strange in a good way. He likes making things pretty and like literally, for example, he likes playing with Emma's hair. He's very cutesy and he speaks so slowly. So I think when I play his route, I'm gonna probably not listen to all his voice lines. It's in a good way, just he takes forever to say everything, and some may feel a little bit impatient. But he is a really like floaty character. I think I was most attracted to him out of all of them when I opened up the game and saw all the brothers and stuff, and he's 22. You know, it makes me really sad seeing the age of these characters, because the thing is, like, when I play this, I think they're older than me, and then when I was making these slides, I was like, he's 22? That's like 6 years younger than me. Oh my god, I'm so old! That's how I felt when I was making these slides. Because the characters don't really like reflect their age, you know, because they're like, well, they're 2D, so it's not really, they don't really represent their age much. Next up, and this is the character I'm most interested in, is Iori, who is voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, Namikawa Daisuke, who also voices Takeru from Column Malice, or Kalamaris, which apparently is the correct way of saying it. Now, Iori is your typical prince kind of character. He goes to a different school. He actually goes to a private school, separate from Emma, and he's a little older than her. He is, as I said, very prince-like. He's popular, good at everything, you know, la la la. Yusuke probably doesn't like him because Yusuke's like not very good grades, bless him. Well, I've got Iori who is like achieving the best and everything. Although I'm not gonna lie, it's because he seems so perfect that I'm a little bit like, I'm kind of suspicious of him. I feel like when I go down his route, it's gonna be like, I feel like there's gonna be something, and I have heard some rumors. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to his route the most. And this is Wataru, who is 11. I know. I just I will not be able to take this route seriously. He is voiced by Kazuyuki, who seems to voice a lot of Shota characters like Phoenix from Code Realize, and you've got Kanato from Diabolic Lovers. Although he does voice Okazaki from Color Malice, which is, you know, one of my favorite characters. But Kazuyuki does seem to go for like have to voice the young characters. And I'm sort of 11. Don't get me wrong, I have heard that it's a babysitting route, so there's not like any romance or anything, because that would be a little bit weird. But I just don't really want a babysitting route. It's like having a friend route. I hate it when they implement like a female character, but you don't even get to romance them. It's just like friends, and you're like, why? It's a bit like that. So I think maybe people will enjoy his route because it's Kazuyuki voicing him, but I one of my friends played his route and enjoyed it in like, oh, so cute, like watching like a baby chick or something, that sort of way. But I just yeah, no, it's not for me. It's not for me. Next up is Hikaru, who is a very interesting one, I think. He is voiced by Okamoto Nobuhiko, who also voiced Yang. I keep on thinking he's a she. He actually is a he, that's his pronouns, but he dresses as a woman for fun, and well, I can't remember. I think there are other reasons too. I'm not going to tell you. I know because someone told me, but I'm not going to tell you because it's spoilers. But there is a reason why he dresses as a woman. And I'm not going to lie, he's kind of sexy as a woman. And I think it's the gap from when he's dressed like really pretty compared to when he's at home chilling out as a guy. Like there's that gap, and he always teases the other brothers, which is quite fun to watch, especially when he's talking like a woman. I just find it, I just think he's great. And last but not least is Natsume. He is one of the triplets. He's voiced by Maeno Tomoaki, who also voiced Red from Taisho Arisu. He is like kudere through and through. Like he couldn't get more kudere type of thing. He lives alone actually. A bit like actually Hikaru lives alone too, but Natsume also lives alone. He is, so it's really complicated. There are triplets. Azusa and Tsubaki were identical twins, but Natsume happened to also be an egg at the same time that Azusa and Tsubaki were in the mother's womb. So they're triplets, but Natsume isn't like identical to Azusa and Tsubaki. I love I love how they added this little bit of complication. But I'm looking forward to Natsume because he seems very cool, and I don't know, I just think he's gonna be a fun character. So yeah, that is that. Now, who would I recommend this game to? I would recommend it to those who like slice of life, like a modern setting, you like a school life, you enjoy gameplay. That is very key because there is like a scheduling, fun type of gameplay, which I really enjoy, but I'm aware that not everyone likes gameplay in their Otome games, so that's just something to note. I also recommend it to Oni-chan fans, such as myself. And if you enjoy like slight steamy CGs and sweet romance, obviously not all routes have like a romantic feel to it. But some routes I'm like, this is good. I like it because it's kind of like slice of life and like realistic, and I don't know, it's nice. I really like it. So those are the people I'd recommend it to. I would not recommend it to those who can't get over the brother thing, obviously, or the age gap, because I'm aware that some of you like see the main character as like, in this case, 17, and then you look at other characters and you're like, that age gap is too much for me. I personally just kind of see the main characters whatever age seems appropriate in my mind, so that's why I can like, it doesn't bother me unless they look like they're 5, in which case I can't play it. But to me, the like main characters all look very similar in age, so I just assume they're all 18. But if you're the type that looks at her and thinks 17 and then she's like with a 31-year-old and it kind of bothers you, then obviously I wouldn't recommend this game. I would also not recommend it to those who are seeking like historical fiction or fantasy where it's not realistic. And I would also not recommend it to those who don't want gameplay, because there is a lot of gameplay in this. So if you're looking for a casual read, then this may not be for you, because you will probably have to look at a walkthrough. There's also a twin ending and a triplet ending, and by the sounds of it, it's really difficult to get. So now, these are my general thoughts and rating. I would give it an 8 out of 10. I really love this game. Like, I adore it because, yes, I've only played 4 routes, but it's just, it feels very different from other Otome games. Like, I haven't come across an Otome game that has this exact feel where you're, like, staying with a bunch of guys and, like, you hang out with them, and it feels very, like, happy and nice and cozy, and I don't know, I know it sounds really weird because it sounds like you'd get lots of games like this, but I have yet to come across a game like Brothers Conflict. If any of you know, obviously comment below when this has been published and stuff, if there is a game like that, because I would love to know. But yeah, the kind of sleepover thing and like going on dates, I just really liked it. It was really up my street. And although there was repetition in that there are family events, that didn't bother me so much, even though you have to wait for the skip. And I think it's because I like the game so much that it just didn't really bother me. I also like the fact that all the brothers are quite different. However, that's kind of like a pro and a con, because obviously I have a type, so there are brothers that really don't fit into that type, like Wataru, for example, which I'm really not interested in. But yeah, so it's kind of pro and a con, but I think it's nice to have a diverse array of characters because, you know, it's such a long game. I think you can just allow yourself to play like a handful of routes and then put it on the pile because it is really long. So it's one of those games where it totally makes sense if you just pick and choose, and then you consider it as, and you finish the game, if you know what I mean. But as you can tell, I have very positive feelings about this game, and yeah, I mean, some people may not enjoy this, fair enough, but yeah, for me it was really good. So final verdict, story is 3 out of 5. Nothing spectacular. I think it depends on the character. Some characters, their like backstory and stuff is really interesting or tragic or whatever, and you're like, oh okay, while others it's very like standard rom-com. Like, I think Yusuke was quite standard rom-com, but I adored his route because of him as a character. So in that sense, the story is like very hit and miss. The characters, I'd say 3.5 out of 5. I like most of them, but there are some that, like Fuuto, I really can't stand, even though I've heard it's really good, so hopefully fingers crossed it is. But you got Wataru, who he's 11. Like, I just really struggle with that. Even if it is a babysitting route, yeah, I'm sure you guys understand, which is why it's 3.5. Music, I think it was nice. Nothing really left a big, you know, it didn't like leave much of an impression, but the music does change when you're scheduling in each of the season, which I thought that was a nice touch because it really put you in the mood. Like the summer one really felt summery, the autumn one felt really autumny, and I thought that was nice. As for the art, I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5 because I think although it's cute, it's not for me, because sometimes the side profiles seem a little bit off. but that could just be my perception. So I don't know, which is why, and I look at it now and I'm like, that doesn't sound amazing. It looks like a 3.5 kind of game, but I promise you I actually would give it an 8 out of 10. I'm just like telling you about the story and the characters. Why do I do this to myself? As for how romantic I felt it was, I'd give it an 85%, at least out of the 4 characters I've completed, because it was very sweet. It truly was a romance story between Emma and whatever character you pick. And I think she kind of suits every single character in like a different way. So I think it really works, and some CGs are really nice. Actually, I was like, okay, I thank you for this CG. It is perfect. The kiss is an actual kiss, not a they look like they're breathing into each other's faces kind of kiss. So it was a good kiss. I'm happy with that. And the moment's perfect. They give you a CG when you want it. I have no complaints in that sense. So basically, yeah, that's my review. And I am back. But anyway, let me know if you have any questions / if you just want to chat like for the next few minutes. Okay, let me look at chat because I obviously don't really pay attention. If there are so many characters, you can't love all of them equally. Yeah, exactly. True, as long as I like 1 or 2, I'm good, depending on how many too. Yeah, that's the thing. You've got 13 brothers plus 1 secret route, which, yeah, you will like probably at least 5 of them, if you know what I mean. Because most OTOME games, you'll get approximately like 6 routes per game, like 6 or 7, you know, depending on what. So I think it's kind of like that, where although it's one game, it was originally 2 separate games brought together. So yeah, I'd say if you can get 6 characters out of it, that's good enough. Welcome back. Thank you, just a vampire girl. Oh, thank you, Adavani. I made them up myself, and I'm like, part of me is like, okay, I like it, and then another part of me is like, I don't know. 13 plus, wow, the 1. Yeah, that's the thing. There are a lot. I think picking the ones you like and putting it down is completely fine. That's the thing. I think a lot of OTOME gamers feel like they need to play every single one and complete it, and that includes myself, especially when I'm making reviews. This is very much a kind of rare case where I'm making a review based on just a handful, purely because like it's such a long game. Like that gameplay, my goodness. So I'm so conflicted. On one hand, it's Hosoya. On the other hand, it's brothers with age gap. I know, Mara. I know. I think a lot of people feel conflicted. Which, by the way, there is an anime I've heard. Although I think does Emma not pick anyone or something? I remember the anime. No, she doesn't pick anyone. And everyone had a complaint about that. Daisuke's rule this game. Yeah, they do. Oh, Anisha, you've seen the anime. So I believe there's an anime, there's a manga, and there's a novel. Can you get this in the West now? So there is now an English patch. I believe I will try and find the tweet. There's a Twitter account that basically explains to you how to download it. So I'll try and find it and put it in the description of this video. But yeah, so it is technically available in English. Is there a recommended order on which love interest to play first till the end? I'm not actually sure. I feel like with this one, because there is no like overarching plot, you can just go with whatever you want. I'm the type that goes for my second favorite, then from my least favorite to my very favorite. That's kind of like how I do things, but oh, thank you, Yasuri. I appreciate it. How are you doing with your OTOME burnout? I've actually recovered and I'm really happy. So what I did, I was playing Poirot and I played Raging Loop, which isn't an OTOME game, but a VN. And like without romance or anything, it's just like VN with, you know, a really crazy plot. And I don't know, that seems to have gotten me out of the burnout, which is really good. Yeah, sure, I watched the anime in the past, but it's definitely a while ago, yeah. How long is each route? Oh, it's like probably it depends. If you can skip the schedule because you're getting used to it, it probably takes how long most like average OTOME games take. But if you're still getting used to it, it might take a little bit longer. So I'd say like 6 hours maybe. No, she doesn't pick any of the voice. That's what I thought. I think it's the type of game that you sprinkle in your regular playing games. Yeah, exactly. I would say you play one route while playing like other games, and then like you go one by one slowly. Definitely. Hey Mary, welcome. You've kind of missed the presentation part, but you've made it to the chatty part. So Natsume is the manga lead. I think Subaru was the novel lead. I honestly can't remember. I think JV games are more and more often 2 in 1, but once West get it split on 2 just to get more money off. That's true. Like Color Malice was a 2 in 1 in the Japanese Switch game, but then in English it came out as unlimited, just the FD and then the main game. And I guess the same is happening with yeah, Norn 9. Be nice if you could get the game, looks interesting. Yeah, I'll try and find the link to the tweet and stuff explaining like how you get everything done. About the novel regarding with Yusuke crying and I don't know who posted it. I've heard of that as well, and Yusuke, bless his heart, I like him so much. I don't want him to be hurt. I like how the art kind of looks like 90s anime. I guess it kind of does. It's a good thing to play or watch other things. Oh yeah, definitely, Sophie. Like, I think because I was playing so much romantic stuff, and you know how they say reading romance and stuff is like chocolate? Maybe it's like I ate too much chocolate or something. But no, I've got out of the burnout, and I've just kind of come to accept my playstyle, which is like playing 10 games all at once, where I'm not like focusing on one game, but I'm playing like one route from this game, another from this game, and in the end I'll complete them at some point. Just, I think my attention span just is a little bit whack right now, so. Games in West will be split in 2. Yeah. Hikaru really dropped a no way is happening for a second season. Oh. They know how to milk the games because we're that's true. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Yes, I was saying, Mary, that there is a secret route. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything because it's a secret, but there is a secret route. I haven't played it yet, so I don't actually know how it would turn out, but I'm very much looking forward to it. The characters I completed were Yusuke, Masaomi, Kaname, and Azusa. So I thought Kaname's was hilarious. I adored Yusuke. Azusa I felt was a little bit like ordinary, but I think it's just that all the other characters are so like different that it felt like that. And then Masaomi, he was a bit too like nice. He's the type of guy that maybe you'd want as a husband in real, but in Otome you're like, I want someone a bit more exciting. Wasn't Broccoli against bringing anything to West, or is it? So Broccoli is actually the people for Jack Jan, which is going to be released in English. I think this year. Let me check my Discord server. My Discord server has a schedule of when all the games are coming out in English. Let's see. Server schedule. Jack Jan, June 2023 is when Jack Jan. That's by Broccoli. So I low-key am kind of like, does that mean we might get Uta no Prince-sama? That would be cool. Hikaru reminds me a lot of Haruhi's dad Oran. Oh, okay. Oh, Astro, you're most anticipating Jack Jan. I don't blame you. I still remember when they were releasing, like, they were showing info about the Otome games. When the Jack Jan, like, opening tune started, the chat for the Axis went, like, crazy. Oh, so much fun. Did you see my comment on Kaname's VA? It's Junichi Suwabe. Of course, Kaname, it's Junichi Suwabe. How did I forget? He's so good. Thank you, Mora. I appreciate it. So for those who are not like, who, you know, are like, what the hell, who's Kaname's voice actor? It's Junichi Suwabe. So the same person who voiced Rindo from Cafe Enchanté, which he's a good character. I think he's quite popular. Suwabe Junichi. Jack-chan sells well, maybe we'll get more broccoli games. Yes, that's what I'm hoping as well. Oh, June is your birth month. Nice. You can get it for yourself, like, as a birthday gift then. There are things like Persona 3 Portable that makes us JRPG with Otome, but I will spend most of my time in dungeons and linking personas only through why they stop. I know! I was so happy with Persona 3 Portable because of the female main character, and then I was like, okay, maybe Persona 4 Golden will have a female main character. They didn't, and I was like, okay, right. And then they announced Persona 5 Royal, and I was like, oh my gosh, because it's another, you know, it's not Persona 5, but Royal, that means that we might get a female main character. And then they showed Kasumi, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's gonna be it. I felt robbed. I should not have been excited. I still love Persona 5 Royal though, so... But it would be nice in the future when they make Persona 6. It would be nice if we got a female main character. I would love that so much. I mean, it's not hurting anyone, especially if you can pick between female and male. I'm praying for Uta Pri to come. Yeah. Is Jack-chan worth getting if I want to play something more romance focused? So Jack-chan, I wouldn't say has that much romance. It felt very much more like friendship, with there being some romance right at the end, but the focus is so much on all these characters working their like butts off to become better actors that it felt very much more focused on, yeah, like their career, I guess, not really career, but you know, their passion for acting. Saying that, it is really good. Like the backstories of some of the characters are so tragic and beautiful that I would recommend it. But yeah, the romance isn't as high. Like think of like maybe less than even a Tempest, because that's not really that romance focused either, but it has a really good plot. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a game where it's like a similar level of romance, and also depends on route as well. They're saying there's hope. So the series letting us down with that one. I know, right? Let's manifest the universe for Persona 6 to have a female protagonist. Yes, Luna, that's the attitude. I mean, Harvestella was being very accepting with having 3 different options for genders. Come on, Persona, you can do it too. I mean, female MCs are hard to make. You can't copy and paste. They need to change some things. Yeah, but like with Fire Emblem, you get main characters that are both male and female. I don't know. It just sucks. And in my mind, I'm like, maybe they can just, even if it's just a female main character, but I'm also like, that could decrease sales. So I can see why they wouldn't do that. But it's just still frustrating as a girl. Obviously, it's more fun when you can be a girl. Highway robbery. Exactly. A tragic backstory is great. Oh yeah, Hika, that's actually a good comparison. I would say yes, it is a bit like Fellows, where they are so focused on their like objective that the romance is like a little bit at the end. Like you get a little bit as like, oh, that's cute. Yeah, Fellows is probably, I mean, if a straight guy came up to me and asked me what Otome game should I play, I would probably recommend them Jack-chan, Fellows, and Collar Malice. Collar Malice just purely because I love the plot so much. Fellows because it's like watching an action movie, and you know, if they're not really, they don't care that much about romance, then it's perfect. And same goes for Jack-chan. I think it's nice that there's a hint of romance there though, so you get a little bit of that, which... I mean, obviously, I don't know how straight guys think, but it's from what I'm imagining. Girls play games too, developers. Yes, Astro, it's so true. Girls play games too. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know how this has turned into like all of us manifesting Persona main character to be female. Because there is a sixth one in development, isn't it? I remember like them saying that the color is gonna be like green or something potentially and all this. I'm always looking it up. I'm always like, when's Persona 6? It's my favorite series, so I decided I'd only play games where the MT can be female or BL. My wallet thanked me. Yeah, because they are definitely limited options, I must admit. Feel we should make our own Persona 6 series. That'd be fun. Yeah, my brother actually wants to play Bus Fellows from my recommendation. I think it's the best one to, like, I think it's most, judging from stereotypically speaking, what guys tend to go for. I think Bus Fellows seems appropriate. They have to plan that out and it will be a long process. I wish Persona had a female protag. Why shouldn't it? It would feel so good. That's the thing. P3P gave us one, so I think a lot of us felt a bit hopeful, and then that's why it felt even more disheartening when they were like, nope. So there is cute guys to be friends with. I would like to play as a female. That's the thing, when there's romance elements. I really like your channel and new content since I'm a big Otome fan since 2 years. Appreciate what you do. Then you... Oh, thank you, Atana. That's really sweet. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like my channel. Sometimes, like, I know I say this a lot, but I always think, is my channel actually interesting? Because it's most of the time just me rambling on about stuff. But thank you. I appreciate it. I heard someone made what kind of color theory on Persona 6. Even though green is the color that is probably going to be the main, there are still more colors to determine. Green does make sense because we've got, I played Persona 2 but didn't actually like it that much. I think it's because it didn't really have the social links, and that's what I really like about Persona. But I can't remember what 1 and 2 colors were, but P3P was blue. P4G was yellow. P5R was red. So if we go blue, yellow, red, then green makes sense, right? Like going by elimination of the simple colors. VN where you can choose gender and date the guys. Yes, I have heard of the Persona 5 VN. I think the devs actually contacted me like ages ago, and I really should actually play that as a stream because like I can't remember if I told them that I would or not. Let's romance the boys in Persona. Yeah. Even if it's not like female main character, if we could romance the boys and it's like a BL thing, that alone would be enough for me. I heard guys also like psychedelica. Oh, okay, Yasuni. That's I'm glad you told me that, because now that's another one. Is Even If Tempest. I think that one's quite good too for people who aren't really into guys. Yeah. Alice kind of forgot she existed until Persona Q2. The fandom never forgets. Yeah, the fandom never forgets the female main character. Gas me, I will probably troll them with game like Love Revo just to see them. Sorry for words. Love Revo isn't that the really like, isn't that the one where the main character's like really big and the aim of the game is to drop your weight or something? Like when I heard that, I was like, I think most women, well, at least I have always struggled with like, you know, weight in terms of, you know, there's that constant pressure of you're supposed to look like this. So like the weight thing has always affected me, especially, you know, Asian parent and all. So when I heard of that game, I was like, the aim of the game is to lose weight? What? Like, are you kidding me? Oh dear Lord. The 5 stages of grief. Those colors. Oh, really? So those 5 colors are like stages. Ah, interesting. My memory serves me right, and from what I heard, I think P1 is purple, P2 is orange. So green does make sense. That makes sense. P3 was loss and sadness. Ah. Yeah, no, that's something I like about Persona. They always manage to keep it the same, but completely different. So they've managed to keep the bits that are really fun, and yet it's like they've added twists to it, so it feels like a different experience every time. And I actually like P3, P4, P5, all of them for very different reasons. Like P3, I like the kind of depressing vibes it gave. I like the female characters. P4, I like the whole jumping into a TV thing, like the weird mist and the eerie vibes. And then P5, I really like the gameplay. Like they really, you know, I really like that. And Tokyo, it felt very like they are all very different, but in good ways. I honestly. Oh, you're playing B3. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. If it was green, what do you think the plot will be? Oh, I haven't thought of that. So in B3B, we've got like an island that's like a school, right? And it's quite depressing. And then you've got P4, which was like in the middle of nowhere. P5 was in the city. So what have we got left? What sort of like maybe... So we've... I don't know. It's really hard. Environment. You can date in P3P. Yeah. They put body shaming to extreme level. They put first insult the hell out of you, then 30 kilograms left, and they start being totally different. That is not healthy. Like, the worst part is I'm not even surprised because it's a Japanese game and like that really doesn't surprise me, but it's just such an unhealthy like mentality. Hey Kayla, welcome. Which reminds me, guys, Kayla's Lovely does do translations of Brothers Conflict. So if you would like to see, I think she's done Tsubaki's route, and I think she's doing Ukyo right now, and she's done Kaname. So if you want to see like Let's Plays of it, Kayla's Lovely's channel is the one to go to. In fact, I should have said that ages ago. I don't know why I didn't say it. The first instance dies in what we deal in real life. Yeah. In a jungle. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's great. Being Persona 6, maybe that it could mean something that can be related to money or the environment. Jumanji! And then you've got me thinking green. Jealousy. Because, you know, green eyes of envy. Be better than Phantom Thieves probably, since they tried to bump the set. That's the thing, they improve it every time, so it must be really difficult, right? Ada Bunny, like honestly, I have not played this game, but when I saw a Let's Play of it, I was like, wow, okay, damn. I didn't realize this would be a live vid. Fun. Yeah, so now I've changed formats. So I felt like because there's a lot of Otome reviews channels popping up here and there, I thought I'd like, so people can watch those, and then at least with mine they can also chat with me. It's just to add a bit of, you know, difference to it. And also this is more fun. I actually prefer this because I can do the review live and then like talk to my friends basically. It's kind of partly my selfish reason. Someone brought up, said technology maybe. Oh, okay, so in like a futuristic world, that would be cool. What game are we talking about with the weight stuff? The weight stuff is called Love Revolution or something. It's a DS game. It's really old, as you can probably guess. They've screamed Jumanji at the time. Oh my god. Oh dear me. Is it not Love Revolution? I always thought it was Love Revolution. I guess it's Laburabo. That makes sense. The whole fanfic stuff. To like kind of be happy with, like, to be able to enjoy the bits that are, I guess, missing from the main game. Thank you for the shout out. Yes, I'm doing Ukyo now and have already done Kaname, Masaomi, and Tsubaki. Yeah, that's it. Masaomi, Kaname, and Tsubaki. Yeah, that's it. I remember you doing Tsubaki first, and then doing Masaomi, and then Kaname, I think. But yeah, then you'll get a little bit of a taste of the game from Kayla's videos as well. I don't remember the full name, too long for me to remember. Yeah, let me quickly Google it. I'm curious. Otome game love revolution. 乙女的恋革命ラブレボ Yeah, labu level makes that will do. So it's just labu level. Wait, Maidenly Love Revolution labu level? It's just labu level, basically. What's the first thing we think about whenever we see the color green? I always think of like green eyes. Yeah, Adabani I would avoid unless you can like just take it like shrug it off. Yeah, Junpei you're like like friend zoned. That's true. Oh, I see. So you need a PS Vita to be able to play the patch on Brocon. I see. Okay. Oh, that's really annoying. Either way, I will leave the thing on the description. Like, I'll look for it and put it in the description below, just because, just for people who are interested. Although I probably should finish this video. I try and keep these short. I say short because an hour is a very long time, but for my compared to my normal streams, an hour is pretty short. So I'll probably wrap this up here. Let me go to this so I can actually see what's going on. So many times I've just like cut myself off when I say bye. Wait, what is going on here? There we go. That's what I'm trying to go to. Awesome. P3 people learning to cope with a grief, P4 people dying in the TV world, P5 corrupt adults and our base of real problems Japan had in the past. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you very much for coming along. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Remember, the question for those who missed this stream is, what are your thoughts on the theme of incest in otome games? And don't worry, I have no right to judge given that I adore trash guys in otome games. So, but yeah, I'm just curious to see what you think. So yeah, whatever you answer, put it in the comments below. As is always the case, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and hopefully I will see you in another one of my videos or streams. Bye! Oh, and thank you, Tifa. I appreciate it. Bye.